If you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do it is on Instagram. If you just want to say what up, if you want to tell me you love my videos, you can tell me that you hate my videos, but the best way to do that is on Instagram. Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, New York rapper Kiing Shooter has died, and DaBaby beats up a limo driver. Plus, one of the founding members of the Black Mafia family, Southwest T, just got released from prison. Let's talk hip-hop.
I just got the drop, so fuck it, let's spin the block. Give a fuck if we friends or not. Once I spot her out, you know that I'm sending shots. We've been spinning since 10 o'clock. Yeah, this for the gang, so make sure a nigga dies. It's too late to be switching sides. I put that on guard. I don't let nothing slide. Give a fuck about the other side.
Alright, yo, this is crazy, right? Because it's another rapper taken from coronavirus, right? So for y'all that don't know, Kiing Shooter was mad young, only 24 years old, right? He's from Queensbridge. He's a New York rapper, and the way that he even got big or popular or discovered was because of Dave East, right? So Dave East and Kiing Shooter are actually best friends, right? And of course, you know, Dave East is from Harlem, but he used to hang out a lot in Queensbridge too. And of course, he met Jungle there in Queensbridge, and then Jungle introduced Dave East to Nas, and that's how he got his deal with Mass Appeal and Def Jam. Kiing Shooter was somebody that was already just living in Queensbridge and, you know, used to hang out with Dave East there. Of course, Kiing Shooter knew Jungle, and then of course got signed to Nas's Mass Appeal Records too, right? The whole situation is, the other day, Kiing Shooter goes on Instagram, he posts up this picture, and then in the caption, he's like, "This can't be life. I said that, Henny was stronger than the Rona, but I didn't know it was this strong. No more drinking for me," right? And it's crazy because I think the whole situation is that he did get diagnosed with coronavirus, right? But he was still chilling and drinking and just trying to shake it off, right? But the whole situation is that the coronavirus, it will shut down your kidneys and your liver and everything like that, right? And when you're drinking liquor, you need your liver and your kidneys to filter that liquor through your body and filter your blood, right? But I guess he got too drunk and ended up in the hospital, and then ultimately ended up passing away due to complications from being drunk and, you know, having coronavirus, which is crazy, right? So Nas, of course, goes on Instagram to, you know, say RIP to Kiing Shooter. So Nas puts up this picture, and he says, "You made your mark, and you got your wings on many hearts. You pulled their strings from QB to heaven, the world in between. What a pleasure to have you in our lives, in this world, in our world. We share our street dreams. Condolences, Kiing Shooter, family and friends," right? Crazy. And then Jungle goes on Instagram and he says, "RIP Kiing Shooter, my brother. I can't believe it. My condolences to your family, bro. Young Queensbridge legends. I can't believe this," right? And it's just so eerie because even like one of the last posts that Kiing Shooter put up, he was just saying like, "You trying to kick me while I'm down, and watch how I move when I come back," right? So he was like really trying to fight this. He was like really trying to come back after, you know, being taken down from coronavirus, but just couldn't do it, right? Yesterday they held like a small vigil in Queensbridge projects. It was about 50 people there, and I guess like a fight broke out, so then the cops were called and they had to, like, you know, break up a fight. But I don't think they arrested anybody or even wrote any tickets. I don't think they're arresting people, especially during this whole pandemic, for fighting. But the whole situation is crazy, right? And, you know, this coronavirus shit is real, right? Whether it's caused by 5G or somebody eating a bat in China, right? Whether it's something that you can catch like a cold, or whether it's a virus that lives within you that's activated, you know, from outside sources, or whatever it is, whatever it was cooked up in a government lab, whatever, if it's a conspiracy, whatever it is, the real shit is that whatever this is real, and there are a lot of questionable deaths, right? As Rod Digger would say, it's a lot of questionable deaths, a lot of things happening that shouldn't happen, a lot of people dying that shouldn't be dying. Like, why the hell is Kiing Shooter dead? Why the hell is Fred the Godson dead right now? You know what I'm saying? Crazy, right? But, you know, I guess we will have to see what happens, yo. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Alright, so here's the situation, yo. So this driver from Las Vegas actually picked up DaBaby, right? And I don't know where he picked up DaBaby from, but also this didn't happen yesterday. This happened like back in November, even though he's telling the story about it yesterday, right? So basically he's saying that he picked up DaBaby like back in November in Las Vegas somewhere, and that he was gonna take Las Vegas to like the Hard Rock Hotel, right? And DaBaby and a couple of his peoples were in the back of the Sprinter, and after making a few stops, because they stopped and stopped and stopped, and then after that, DaBaby wanted to light up and smoke inside of the Sprinter van, right? The driver allegedly told DaBaby, no, you can't smoke in here, and that's when DaBaby got mad and like punched him in the back of the head and started cursing him out, right? And then also, you know, DaBaby said, you ain't the boss of me, and one of DaBaby's, you know, friends was like, yo, you lucky you ain't in my city or I'm gonna kill you. And another one of DaBaby's friends said, yeah, we will leave you on the side of the road, right? And so this dude, even though this happened in November, he waited December, January, February, March, April, May, 6 months before he filed a police report, right, saying that DaBaby did something to him, right? And of course, it sounds very fishy and retarded, and DaBaby went on Instagram yesterday. He goes, 100% false. Y'all stay positive. The devil gonna always try you when you're doing good, right? And this whole situation just doesn't even sound right to me at all, right? Because let's be for real, right? We're all adults, and if DaBaby is in a Sprinter van and he's riding around, let's say Las Vegas, and there's a driver and you're making stops and there's maybe 20 minutes before you get to the Hard Rock Hotel, then why do you have to go so hard to beat up a driver of the Sprinter van instead of just waiting 20 minutes? I don't think that DaBaby would do that. I think that he'd probably be like, alright, fuck it, let me just wait 20 minutes. Also, DaBaby is a regular ass human being, right? And if I was a driver of a Sprinter van, and if I was driving DaBaby around and I wouldn't be allowed to let him smoke in there, I would just be like, yo, bro, my boss is gonna fire me if I let y'all smoke in here. He probably gonna think I was smoking in here, right? And DaBaby, as being a normal person, and his peoples would probably be like, yo, you right, my nigga, whatever, right? So the whole situation doesn't really make sense to me, right? It just sounds really weird and really fishy, right? And then why would they threaten to kill this dude just because he said y'all? So basically he was like, no, y'all can't smoke, and then shit just popped off, right? Like you can't say nothing to DaBaby without him like trying to like beat your ass, right? So that's what I'm saying. It just doesn't make sense. Yes, DaBaby beats up a lot of people or fans, or maybe he's like defending himself or whatever the case may be, but I just really think that this right here sounds like, to me, a money grab, right? Especially since we're hearing about it 6 months after it really happened, and you ain't have DaBaby arrested back then in November when it happened, allegedly. So everything does sound a little funny to me, right? But hey, that's what's going on right now. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Alright, yo, this is crazy, man, and I honestly didn't think I would live to see the day that anybody from BMF, except for Blue Da Vinci, would be let out of prison, right? But here we go, alright? So Southwest T just got released from prison, right? And this is insane. So for y'all that don't know, Southwest T and his brother, Big Meech, were the founders of the Black Mafia family, right? They are both from Detroit, but, you know, Big Meech kind of had the East Coast on lock, where he was bringing, like, you know, bunch of bricks up from Mexico and, like, you know, through Florida and Miami and everything, and had the whole East Coast on lock all the way up to Chicago, right? While Southwest T kind of held it down on the West Coast in California and everything like that, right? It was crazy, but they were never able to connect any of these dudes to any violent crimes, right? They were just big drug lords, right? $270 million is the amount of money that Southwest T and Big Meech made during their reign in the early 2000s, right? They both got convicted in like 2006, right? Both of them got sent away for 30 years each. So I definitely didn't think that I would ever see any of them get out of prison, right? But the whole situation is that Southwest T, you know, somewhere during the time that he was locked up in prison, because he's been there for 15 years now, he had his sentence, you know, bust down from 30 years to 20 years, right? So he was really supposed to get out in 2036 because he was locked up in 2006 or 2006, right? But it was bust down to for his release date to be 2026. 2026, right? Which is still 6 years from now, right? And then coronavirus enters the chat, right? Now Southwest T is at high risk of dying from coronavirus. He didn't have any violent crimes in prison, so they said, fuck it, we'll let the nigga out and he could be on house arrest for the next 6 years and just do his time there and social distance. And this is crazy because that means that Southwest T is legit out of fucking prison right now, right? Of course, people are celebrating. This nigga's a hip hop, huge hip hop figure. Him and his brother Big Meech. One of the people that were celebrating is, of course, 50 Cent, because 50 Cent is working on a 8 episode series about the Black Mafia family, right? So of course 50 Cent puts up this picture on Instagram and he's like, yo, BMF boss SWT, Southwest T is out. Take your time, get into the bank. No hurry, just have what you owe him by Monday, right? And then he goes on Instagram and he posts up something else, basically trolling Irv Gotti. And he's like, yo, Irv Gotti, you best be coming up with that bread you borrowed from Big T in Encino. You suck ass nigga. You didn't go see him or put nothing on his books. Yeah, he home now, so you could stretch out or you could get stretched out. You know what I'm saying? Just trolling people. Basically, 50 Cent is super happy that Southwest T is out because, now 50 could go talk to him and be like, yo, tell me what actually happened with you and your brother and blah, 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 right? Big Meech is still locked up in prison and, they did ask the judge if you would let Big Meech out of prison too, and he says he still got to work and think about it and everything like that. But the thing is that, 15 years ago, Big Meech was a suspect on a double murder. But the thing is that he wasn't found guilty of it, and he was a suspect of it, not found guilty. So if he's innocent or wasn't found guilty of it, then y'all should let him out too, right? You don't keep him in jail just because he was a suspect of something 15 years ago, right? But that just shows you that when you're a black man in America, you're guilty, even if you're not. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy. But let me know what y'all think about this and everything else in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Follow me at Jonny Fastlane on Instagram, and y'all already know what to do. Peace.